want to create an event. What's up? It's a weird way to do it, but I guess if this is the way I gotta, I'll do it this way. Unable to connect. Oh wait, now it's connecting. Yeah, I think I gotta set up a new event. So I guess that's it for Instagram because I'm just chilling and I don't really feel like fumbling around with shit. So it's me, JJ, the owner of Bright Idea Records. I'm having a good day. I hope you are too. And also, I'm the producer of video games and more. I'm looking to earn some achievements from the retro achievements. What retroachievements.org. I'm pretty into that shit at the moment. So let's go ahead and earn some Shadowrun achievements. Shadowrun is a game that is owned, the trademark is owned by FASA. They're like a tabletop games maker. They make all kinds of stuff. And I think that the actual Genesis game was made by Sega. It was like a collaborative effort where FASA oversaw the project and contributed all this stuff that Sega. I think that's how it worked out. I'm not certain, but I should still have a save file from the last time we played. So, without further ado, party started. Sure. A party, huh? Let's rock and roll. Oh, these guys, these jokers. I think I just lost the part, no? She's still alive? Let's go to the hospital. The last time I ran into those I-5ers, I was dead meat. So, that's when I quit. Now, we're back in action, and I'm still alive. So, this is turning out to be a good event already. I'll have to save the state that this playthrough is in immediately. Medical attention. Yeah, that's not much. What about my partner here? That's not much. We're pretty healthy. All right. That's it. Let's see, what was I gonna do? I got a Decker. See, this is Rihanna. She's I am Rihanna. Yeah, that's cool. My two favorite movies are Valerian and Ocean's 13, if I have to pick, from the Barbadian goddess Rihanna. But anyways, this is our elf Decker. She's Nova Hot, so we don't need to hire any Deckers. What we could use is a mage or a shaman. Shamans are archetypes that can only be embodied by Native Americans, I believe, full-blooded preferably. But, you know, the stronger the bloodline, the stronger their connection to the mystical force that has awakened ever since Mayan calendar thingamabobs happened in Shadowrun, that prophesized and necessitated the end of the world, or something like that. No, it was just the birth of magic is what it was. And that's why there's all kinds of orcs and trolls and elves and stuff. So, it's magic. It's magic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. I don't think I have a reputation yet. I'd like to talk to this guy, Caleb Brightmore, but it's about my brother's death. Michael, he's dead. I'm investigating my brother's death with Rihanna, and like, I don't know, how much new yen do we have right now? Only 4,000? You're not going to be buying too much cyberware, cyber software, matrix stuff, cyberspace toys. That costs money. It always has. Lots of it. That's cool. I'll go over here. You know, I mugged this guy, Ricky. Ricky, the rat shaman that lives in Redmond Barrens. I mugged him. Basically, I hired him and sold his inventory. You know, I did that so I could, like, climb the ladder. I had just arrived in Seattle. I had to take advantage of somebody if I was going to get anywhere in this town. So, let's see if I can repay him by hiring him back. He'll be my mage, and hopefully we can climb our way back to, you know, some powerful Shadowrunners. You know, the kind of people that got a reputation for excellence. Alright? At what they do. What do? They do anything. They're a Shadowrunner. Just put it through their Johnson, Mr. Johnson. They'll file it and get it to them. They'll be on assignment like an agent shortly after that. Okay, I'm looking for some work. Yeah, I'm currently under contract, am I? That's okay. Really, I meant to go to see the Halloweeners next door, but that was some automatic reaction shit. You know, every time I go to Redmond Barrens, it's usually just to see Gunderson and do some menial, cheap labor. You know, I'm worth more than this, but I gotta live, so let's work, okay? It's kind of like working for, like, DoorDash or Uber or something. Working for Gunderson, that filthy fat pig up there. You saw him. I told you my feelings on the matter. That it looks like he has beads of sweat on his forehead. Those are actually data jacks. And then it looks like he has, like, food, like barbecue sauce all over his chin. So he's like a filthy, lazy. He's gross. I try not to work for him too much, but he's a specialist in those cheap menial jobs. Alright. It looks like I'm supposed to go to Renraku. The last time I tried to do that, I totally failed. Because my Shadowrunner is still kind of low in the stats, the experience. We need to go see Vigor and Jarl over in Coil Barrens in order to cancel that contract immediately. But I'm not going to be able to fulfill that. I can tell already I signed on to a job I can't do, so I'm going to have to back out. But it's okay. These contracts, they are null and void once you pull out. Yeah, we're gonna nullify. Greg does happen. At least the man understands. And you know, you can't really prevent accidents. You can try to and you can prepare to, but hey, wreck happens. You can't prevent them all. My comp shows a moderate matrix run. I can totally do that. Let's do that. That sounds like a good way to earn some skill points, some karma, and some new yen. Because, you know, I'll show you. Here. 3,000 bucks, alright. Is that guy high? No, that's a cyberspace decker. I was thinking, oh, that's not Ricky the Rat Shaman, is it? No, that's a human. I think that person is supposed to look. They are a dwarf. Maybe they're a dwarf. It's like, but Ricky the Rat Shaman is a dwarf. That might have been a human. Just like the body type of the person here is supposed to be a human. Oh, jeez. What a rowdy place. These guys were looking for some action. They wound up dead. Yeah, I don't fuck around. So this is the Wanderer. Okay. I said I don't fuck around. What didn't you understand? I'm too old for that shit. This right here, that is supposed to be a human, I believe. Like when you see those characters walking around, Looks like a bald-headed guy with a ponytail. Maybe like a guy with a bandana and a thing tied in the... No, not really. But, yeah, but if you talk to him, he's a dwarf. But I think he's supposed to be either that or a dwarf. I don't know. That body type. It's pretty obvious when you've got a dwarf on your team. Or a troll, like Winston Mars, the guy that hangs out at that restaurant with Mortimer Reed. Yeah. Cool, chummer. So, let's go do this Matrix run. I'll grab Rihanna here. Disturbia. Yeah, let's get weird. Okay. I'll go hack some boxes. Some cyberspace boxes. I've always thought that the interface for cyberspace in this game... Oh, it's a fucking hellhound! And a mage! It's a pretty good machine gun, huh? Where's Joshua? Where's my character? Did he get beat up? He's lost. Okay. He really is a lot like me. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, the interface is pretty intuitive for the cyberspace. I like it a lot better than the Super NES version of Shadowrun. It was released around the same time period in the early 1990s. The Famicom, Super Famicom version. Yeah, it's still a good game, and I did feature it on Video Games and More, but it was, you know, the cyberspace, I thought it left a little bit to be desired. And unfortunately, when they remade Shadowrun, the Harebrained Schemes company, they pretty much used the Super NES style interface for cyberspace running, which is cool. I mean, it works. I'm not complaining about it, but I don't think I've seen anybody implement a cyberspace system quite like this. It almost reminds me of a shoot 'em up style genre game, like maybe Sunset Heroes, or even the classic shoot 'em up Narc. Isn't that the one where you're firing directly at the... You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like when you're playing Contra and you're like in that one mode where you're like firing down the hallway. You know what I'm talking about? That's kind of like the cyberspace mode that we're gonna do.
Code.
Wow, we got a lot of passcodes. I wonder if I... Oh, they're hers. She comes with those. We hired hers, and those are the passcodes she has on her deck. Yeah, current run. Oh, I see. I'm gonna do the run system. That's what it's called. It says do the run system. Run passcode, the one right there at the top. Yeah. It's you know, when I'm looking at a list, I try to find the good things first. It doesn't always start at the top when I'm perusing a list. I look for what catches my eye. That's a good looking array of softwares to take on these systems. This is a system access node, and it does not have any form of intrusion countermeasure electronics. So we can proceed forward from this node onto one of these 3 SPUs, the System Processing Unit. If I recall, there should be some stuff. There's stuff in every direction, so. But if I recall correctly, this is one of these systems that leads to the data store that we need to complete this. Oh, I totally hacked it with a brute force password attack. Nicely done. Basically, I spoofed them. These are outdated files. They got no intrusion countermeasure. I'll just say ICE. It's got no ICE. Probably not worth downloading. Might be able to sell these files. We can do better. But nothing of interest. Yeah, leave known. I'll travel to the data store next door. It's actually that away. 3. Yeah. Okay, that one right there. The DS, the data store. This is basically like a SQL database if you want to relate it to something in
Accepted.
And once again, a simple brute force password attack gets us in. It's like using the Hydra application to, like, you know, use a word list on a particular protocol. Spray them all. Why not? If you got a username, why not? Oh, because it only lets you try for it. But I don't know, man. You got to try to find out the parameter. You got to push your limits to find out what the limits are, right? Otherwise, you don't get to find out. And if you never push the limits, well, you never try to live life. It's true. Legal files, this is the one. No? No? Really? Okay. I thought we were supposed to find a case file. I guess legal files aren't case files. Okay. Maybe they're like legal reference materials. That could be. Here, let's just go ahead and attack this one. If I had to equate this to a real life, you know, style of computer hacking, I guess it would be like if you could get into a system with a denial of service attack, that's kind of what it's like. You know? Like a denial of service usually doesn't get you in. It's not a foothold, but that's kind of like what the attack is supposed to do. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's a better analogy or metaphor. Really, I mean, I guess you could consider it doing a Hail Mary pass in Metasploit. I don't know if you know this, but there's a program called Armitage, and it's a Java program. It's a jar file, and you can execute it, and it gives you a graphical user interface to the world-famous Metasploit program, as featured in the Watch Dogs 2 video game made by Ubisoft. Anyways, when you're in the Armitage Java interface, graphical user interface for Metasploit, you can do what is called a Hail Mary, and that is when you direct every attack that is in Metasploit, direct it at a particular server, and it attempts to do that automatically if you have the correct options and parameters set. It's a hell of a thing to do, because it's likely to take a system down like a denial of service attack, but if that system is exploitable, you will find it. But that's kind of like what that attack lightning bolt is like, if you think about it. It's just like a direct exploit in, you know, as opposed to the slow. Okay, there's nothing here. Oh, but there's the CPU. Let's pwn the system and get root. Administrator access. Let's pwn this motherfucker using the slow, because it was spinning too fast, and that was making me nervous. Now it's nice and slow, and I can have my way with it. I would equate that little clock, this slow clock. Also, there's a medium attack. I did that before the ping reached the edge of the screen, because it's faster. The medium attack, the B button, you know. There's also a light attack, but that's not good for anything. It's really not. Anyways, the slow, the clock-looking thing that slowed down the spinning circle on the CPU, that is what I would consider to be like, if you were to make a whole bunch of connections, like TCP/IP port connections to a server, and leave them half open, so that way the system gets bogged down dealing with all these half-open connections that it's waiting to close, because the time to live on the packets are set higher than normal, and this might allow for a attacker to use a race condition, which is like a race to the finish. I know of such exploits, like the PHP race condition exploit that I could probably find a server in real life to hack and get on right now. There's still some out there. Anyways, go to the node. I don't really need to hack a server right now, but it's true. The race condition is easier when you slow the server down, as demonstrated by the PHP race condition. Nice people. Race to the finish. That's kind of like what the slow might be useful for. What's this data store? This data store is only accessible after defeating the CPU. So that's a pretty high priority. That's a high level of security. That's maximum security. So this is probably what we were looking for. Think we can brute force password? Let's analyze it. Let's scan it using Nmap, a program that goes back to, I don't know, I saw Fyodor do a presentation at like DEF CON 8 or something. Or was it 7? He's a really smart guy. The guy that wrote Nmap. Like, oh, it's a tar pit! It's a tar pit! Stop the presses. I don't want to lose my expensive software. I'm going to save before I attack this tar pit. The tar pit will take your software and you won't get it back. As opposed to the tar paper. Yeah, tar paper will take your software out of the assigned slot over there, but you can reload it from your storage and put it back into the memory, the RAM, the currently loaded programs. It's like that. So I think I might want to sacrifice something like Sleaze, because it's then again, make this highly dangerous intrusion countermeasure electronics setup that they have protecting this data store that was high security behind the CPU. Alright, let's see. I'm going to get rid of my analyze because I don't think I have enough memory. Get the sleaze loaded. And I'll try to just sort of blend in with the matrix to get past any credential-based authentication or any security that might... Once you're in, you're in. So that's how that works. It's usually a good idea to backdoor the system at that point. But that's kind of a dick move. It really is. Of course, there are backdoors that don't require any third-party software. You know, kind of like making a user account with a password that only you know. And it's got root access level privileges. That's technically a backdoor. But of course, it's easy to notice if there's a new user on the system. Yeah, you know, you take your risks, you take your chances. That's life. It's just like business. Sometimes you gotta take a risk to get a big payout. It's the same at the casino. It's the same on Wall Street. It's the same being an entrepreneur. You gotta take risks. And usually for me, it's never worth it. Anyway, to take a risk, it's never worth it. Not sleazing. It's not sleazing. Oh man. Oh, it worked! When you're in, you're in. We sleazed our way past security. I learned to program that like 15 years ago. The first time I took it, I got a C. It was pretty lousy, but I took it again and got an A. The only reason I got a C was because I was taking the bus to school at the time, and working a job, and playing in a band. That was when I did Days Like Today, They Make Me Wanna Kill. That's a pretty good song. So yeah, when I took the Java class from home remotely, I did a whole lot better. I could have practically taught it at this point. Yeah, Java is fucking awesome though, because you can totally decompile it these days. Like, they figured that out. Like, I forget the individual that first made that program. What was it, JD GUI or whatever? Yeah, that stuff is awesome. God damn it. I sleaze my way past, but it doesn't give me an... Okay, so really sleaze is nothing more than a program that will get you past an obstacle. At the very... No, that's not true. I've used sleaze to get into systems before. This is acting weird. I swear I have. I swear. I'm not making this up, man. I should be getting it. Let's just use the mask. I think I'm gonna lose my tar pit. I might lose it to the tar pit, but I can reload, I guess.
Rejected.
Oh, is that so? Well, now it'll tar pit the sleaze, now that I've actually activated its alerts. So let's loot. This isn't going so well. Well, at least we haven't really set off too, like, it says no alert. This is getting us nowhere. Here, let me try a different method. There. So that's a shame we had to lose it, but we had to lose it. It's just when you take on a tar pit, there's really no way to ensure that you're not going to lose your software. And like, if you've invested in your cyber deck and your software, it's just like, you don't want to lose any of your investments. So you gotta keep a low-level copy of something around, preferably 2 low-level copies of something to use on you. I think Analyze, the eyeball, it's the same eyeball that I use in my Twitter pictures. With the Crypt Zipuno, that's where I got the eyeball. It's the Analyze program here. Boy, this system, it's tough to crack. It's almost impossible. But you see, nothing is impossible. I am elite. I'm the elitist fool, you know. I can see the life bar over there, the security, the honey pot. I'm almost out of the sandbox. I am invincible. That's from Goldfinger. The James Bond. Yeah, okay, where were we? What the fuck, man? Well, at least when we travel back now, it should present us with a menu. Is this a glitch? It should have presented us... It's probably because I was overusing sleaze. It probably still has sleaze buffered in its, like, attack memory, maybe? Because it was supposed to give us a menu right now. When we get... transported into the data store right there, we get a menu like that. Thank you. Thank you! And now that is the backup files, and we're done with the Shadowrun. Let's continue to get some data to sell on the dark web. And get some Bitcoin and convert it to new yen. Alright? Oh, the system overloaded. Was I supposed to cancel the alarm on the CPU? I was so focused on getting the run done, I forgot. Oh well, we didn't get any data. That sucks. And now the run password, it's not in there. Damn. Oh well. At least it's done. Let's go pay our Mr. Johnson a visit. That's bigger in Jarl. We'll collect our creds and see what other kind of trouble we can get into. You guys ever listen to that podcast, Fun City? It's all like people playing Shadowrun. They got a really good dungeon master, like, and they got this like he's like a character actor, like because the DM has to like embody all the like this right here, this character, the Johnson. This is the kind of guy that would be embodied by the dungeon master, and the player would interact with the dungeon master to like it's total Dungeons and Dragons crap, but it's all futuristic junk, you know. You know what I'm talking about. I always feel like I'm patronizing people when I explain stuff like this, because usually it's to a niche audience that knows this kind of material intimately. But, you know, back in my day, everybody was a noob, so I kind of picked up on that habit of just explaining things nicely. Because I'm a nice guy that just talks about video games too much, right? Pretty much. Simple matrix run. Management records. Sounds like a good way to make some quick money, and I can demonstrate that thing I was telling you about selling the data on the dark web. It's not really the dark web. It's a fixer named Roscoe, but, you know, for all I know, he's putting it on the dark web. I don't know. I just get the data and sell it. That's all. The credit card numbers, I just get the customer database and totally sell it. I'm not the one that actually does the carding. You know, that's what they call it. Carding. That's an old term. From the HPVAC. Hacking, freaking, virus, anarchy, carding. That's old school. Hardcore. There was
Passcode accepted.
Let's make some money. I should have bought a copy of Analyze, or of Sleaze. I guess I'll keep Analyze loaded in RAM. I don't think we're gonna encounter any tar pits. This is a milk run of a matrix run, okay? No protection, no firewall on their gateway router, gateway interface. That's usually where you'd put a firewall, you know. A checkpoint firewall, I don't know. I like to use like IP chains or maybe UFW. I don't know. How's about like IP FW? Is that the BSD one? I haven't used that one in a minute. It's pretty good too. But IP chains, that's on everything. Okay, here's the CPU. Direct access. No password. It's too good to be true, right? We'll see. Let's see. I should have used man. Oh well. Brute force password one. Like, it's kind of like the mask is supposed to indicate it's more like a spoofing attack. But like you're taking advantage of a trust-based relationship. Because a lot of admins set up the system so you can get a console on the terminal, like an SSH or a telnet with a shell, but it's only available to certain IP addresses. And if an admin's always connecting, you know, doing work on the servers, maybe perhaps due to an upgrade, some type of a feature upgrade on the system. Yeah, sometimes all it takes is an IP address, and that's taking advantage of a trust-based relationship by pretending to be that IP address, by denial of servicing it, and then spoofing or otherwise just changing your MAC address, maybe. That would be a good idea. And your IP address. Oh, absolutely. And then you're in. That's kind of like what the mask program is supposed to sort of be like. But again, I think of it as like a brute force password. It even says access granted, and you can see the ones and the zeros. I like to think of it as like a spoof and a brute force, if you can imagine such a thing. Anyhow, let's see. We'll go to this one, this data store. That circular looking thing, that's a slave node. That's what usually gets you into a physical location. Remember when I had that Renraku run and I said, oh, I gotta cancel this contract? Yeah, that's like inside of the building in the arcology. And when you do a run in there, there are slave nodes and you can hack them and they turn off things like the electronic door locks They turn off the security on the elevators and junk like that. Basically, Internet of Things type shit is what the slave nodes are for. Alright, this is the financial data store. You transfer data, you get security expenses. That should fetch us a pretty penny. Here, I'm just gonna transfer a few of these. Let's see what they're worth. This cyber deck should hold 5 data files. This is the 3rd one. This is the 4th one, and we're logged out. Let's just see if it was worth money. If it was, we'll come back. Because we didn't complete the Shadowrun. Howdy, my name's Roscoe. My business is buying info and selling it on the dark web. You got any data for me, partner? And I'll gladly give you a fair deal and then put it on the new Silk Road, and we'll all be swimming in Bitcoin. I got some data I like to sell. 1,200, not bad. 1,200, not bad. 2,500, not bad. So that's like 5 grand. Oh, 400, that's so well. Was that too? All right. We should have some money now. Yeah. What could I use? Let me see. What are Rihanna's stats? Or what are the deck stats? We got like I want to know about the response is up at a 3, huh? That's pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty zippy, huh? Storage, load IO speed, memory, MP. You know, let's go to the store. We need a copy of Sleaze anyways, right? We do. Yeah, I'm a total high-tech lowlife. So what? You got an issue with that? I hope so. I need a new target. A new enemy for life. I'm just kidding, Chummer. You know me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. Let's see. Extra memory. Cost is 500. That was the maximum. Maximum. We need a better cyber deck, dude. What is this a Fairlight Excalibur? This can't be. Is it? I want a better deck. Maximum. What? Well, there's a level 1 sleaze. Nice little throwaway tool. We've still got a pretty good, decent copy of Analyze. It's level 5. If you recall, we did do the ABBA-CABB code in order to cheat a little bit, get some new yen, get every cyberspace, cyber deck program up to level 5. So that means that not only do you get every copy in your inventory of programs, you also get level 5, which is a very high level, decent program. It can go all the way up to like 9, I think, maybe 10. I can't remember. I think it's 9. And like 5 is really powerful. You can take over most systems in this game pretty quick with that cheat. But unless you use the Fairlight Excalibur cheat as well, which comes with the level 5 programs. So you might as well just do that one. Wait, is that what I was thinking of? Are there 2 cheats? Maybe I'm just thinking of the first. This is a Fairlight Excalibur, man. I want to upgrade it. Shit's never good enough for me. It's like you buy a MacBook Pro and it's like, this is a Pro? I need a Pro. You know what I mean? Seriously, shit's never good enough anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. It all basically sucks. Nobody innovates anymore, and those that do, well, they use it like a gimmick. Like the AI technology of today. Give me a break. I got real intelligence. I need the AI to do something that I can't do. You know? How's about, like, find my wallet? or maybe like, figure out the best way to coordinate disparate systems, kind of like the jail and the behavioral health jail, the hospital and the jail. Those systems could use some AI to coordinate their connection because it totally sucks. You gotta wait forever to get checked in. You gotta wait forever for medication. Give me a fucking break. You really expect me to be impressed with technology? It doesn't do anything that it's supposed to. It's supposed to keep us like functional and hopefully rapidly, quickly. Instead, it just gets our private data leaked onto the dark web. That's about the only guarantee that you get in this world when you use information systems. They try everything in the book to protect them and make them safer. Well, I mean, the two-factor authentication can be convenient. Then again, it can be a nightmare depending on what kind of system the user has. But let's face it, it all gets compromised eventually. And then what? We jump through all these fucking hoops, encrypt all our fucking shit, and it takes an extra minute because my CPU has to do a whole bunch of extra crypto cycles. And it's all going to end up getting 0-dayed anyways. So why do I got to do all this rigmarole just to be a member of society? And it don't even make me safer. It really just gets in the way. You know, the idea back in my day, back in the 90s, probably further back than that, was if you take advantage of the built-in security features of the software server daemons and stuff that you choose to use, then maybe you won't get hacked because you configured it properly. But people just want to throw money at the problem, and they just want to have a nice quick install and be done with it, even if their job is being a so-called system administrator. Sysadmins are the laziest motherfuckers I've ever seen, dude. Like, compared to a developer, sysadmins are lazy. Bastard operators from hell. You know? And all this extra security shit is there, and they throw it in your face, so you get a false sense of security. But I could still hack you. I could send you some malware. I could spearfish you, you know? Trojan horse style. Yeah, just like we should Trojan horse the narcos and the triads. Because they're never going to stop. They're just going to keep flooding every nation in the world with deadly fentanyl. And they're going to keep putting it in their illegal drugs if there's even any available, like the cocaine and the meth. They're going to do it to keep you strung out and coming back for more. And you're not even going to know, because that's how they do it. They put it in your drugs so you get addicted to it and crave it. But really, you're craving fentanyl and you don't even... That's why they do it. And they're never going to stop. You got to fucking shut them down. You know, they are all the children of El Chapo. You know, the guy in prison, his kids... They're like fucking criminal geniuses because they figure out how to sell something that's totally useless. Like fentanyl pills. That's a totally useless product that everybody's getting killed from. It costs 50 cents a pill, and it's never going to stop flooding the streets. And the guy's swimming in money. Like millions, hundreds of millions. Yeah, you guys are a bunch of fucking chumps.